Whenever we humans, and even our dogs for that matter, find ourselves in a novel environment, the first thing that we do is we seek out the rules of prediction and control. Because after all, if you can prevent what's going to happen, whether it's good news or bad news, it provides you with a semblance of control. And when you feel like you can control a situation, it will lower your stress response. Annabelle, who suffers from generalized anxiety disorder, is on her 4th day of her canine pharmacotherapy program. And what we've been doing for the last 4 days is allowing her to do exactly that. Seek out the rules of prediction and control by doing things consistently. For instance, this is the only yard, even though we have 2 yards, a north yard and a south yard, this is the only yard that she's been brought out into to play, to relieve herself, to just kind of hang out with her. She stays in one particular kennel run. She's fed at a certain time every morning, fed at a certain time every evening, and given her medication at a certain times every single day, and only handled by 3 people. By doing that and accomplishing that, she is slowly but surely, hi Annabelle, starting to acclimate to her surroundings. She's already, today for instance, a UPS truck went by. Normally that would terrify her, but a combination of her medications and being allowed to seek out the rules of prediction and control, today when the UPS truck drove by, she did not cower away. In fact, she kind of chased it along the fence. When you're doing this and giving medications, we started her medications 4 days ago, and she's taken an antidepressant of the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor class. She's also taken what's called buspirone, an anti-anxiety medication, and she takes that twice a day. And then she takes alprazolam if we have any thunderstorms in the weather forecast. When you start off a pharmacotherapy program using medications, you must find out what is the effective dose. The effective dose. Case in point, Finn, who's doing the filming right now, he may have a hurt elbow, and maybe my elbow is hurting. I take 1 Advil, and my elbow is fine. But he has to take 3 Advil. We must find what is the effective dose, and the effective dose is that chemical, just the right amount, so much mg per kg, that traps the dog in the arousal column. Does not allow the dog to move up through a stress response to the distressed column, and definitely not the panic column. We want to keep the dog more aroused where we have enhanced cognition. And we won't know or be able to determine the effective dose unless we keep the environment the same. So not only is it for the purpose of creating acclimation capability for the dog, but it's also for determining the effective dose. After all, we go changing her environment right now, move her to the south lawn, someone else handles her, she's fed at a different time, so on and so forth. We would not know if any behavior changes we see were a consequence of the medication or simply a consequence of a change in her environment. So again, today is day 4. We are working on just allowing her to adapt to her surroundings so we can better gauge, do we have the right dosage? Now, we won't be able to tell anything from an antidepressant for at least another month, but at least from the buspirone or buspar, the generic name, we should know something here within the next couple of days. And if we need to, we can increase the dosage to achieve the effective dose. And once we have that, then and only then can we embark upon therapy, desensitization, counter-conditioning, using a cognitive shift, training that can be used, conventional training, to lessen her fears and mitigate any sort of safety issues that we might have. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Today's day 4. I'll probably check back in with you guys probably 2 days from now, day 6. So stay tuned, and we'll start moving along with our behavior modification program at that time.